I am Red Cyclone! Yeah!
Go, Green Ranger, go! Go, Green Ranger, go! Golden's gonna get you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the Think It's Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What's going on? What's going on, world?
Chillin' Merc. This week we have, unfortunately, more sad news.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had to watch Zoom. So
Yeah, that too.
Positives, I would say, is to celebrate the life of Jason David Frank. We're going to talk about that. Way down the chain, I guess we could say, some good stuff there was some new things that came out this week. Thanksgiving is this week, right? So there's that. You can spend time with your family. So there's that. Did you get to see anything, or did anything show up at the residence this past week?
Yeah. So casting with Tommy on Saturday, which shout outs to the Gamer Rage podcast is up. Brand new episode. We talked about Kevin Conroy and the recipes of the only voice of Batman. I bought the McFarlane Batman animated series figure. It has like a box and it has like a city background that lights up.
Yeah. I saw the pic. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the picture. Okay.
Yeah, I bought it. I was like, fuck, I gotta get it. I was like, God damn, I gotta get something with Kevin Conroy, right? So I did pick that up, and I came in. I got my second figure of The Last Ronin because I opened one up, so I kind of wanted one that was sealed.
Got you.
So I got that in. That's a beautiful figure.
Yes, sir.
I highly recommend it. If anyone looking for it, Best Buy, they have them.
Okay, cool.
You can even order it to the store. You don't even have to like have it shipped to you.
Gotcha.
That's what I did with this one. I had to go pick it up from the store.
Okay.
I did get a lot of the. I think I did talk about it because I think they came in when I was casting with the wrestling turtles and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so I did talk about it last week, but that's what came in this week. It was the Batman animated series figure. That one's really dope, and I had to get it because of Kevin Conroy passing away. Now the fact that we had Jason David Frank sadly announced like he passed away at the age of 49. He was 49, right?
Yes, what they said. Yeah, 49.
Oh man, this sucks. Like again, we have a cast called the Morphin Cast because of characters like Tommy. Like he was the go-to. He was the goat of the Power Rangers. And anyway, like that. If you know Power Rangers, you know who Tommy is, and that's one of the greats of that series. And reviewing them and going through them again and stuff like that, I always enjoyed his character and stuff like that. On a personal note, I got to work with him a couple years ago and shit like that. Doing, I was dressed as a Green Ranger. So if you actually had, I think it was 2012 or 13, and you saw a Green Ranger and you took a picture with him, most likely it was me in a suit, and then you were the Green Ranger. And I got to work with Jason David Frank. I got to really pick his mind. I got to really get to know the guy, and he was actually a wonderful dude. But you never know when people are dealing with shit. You never know what's in people's minds. So always check up on people. Always make sure everyone is okay. Always say I love you to people. Like even if it doesn't I always got to that when my friend passed away in 2013. One of the things the pastors always said like during his funeral was never forget to say I love you to someone. You never know when the last time you're gonna say it. And I tend to say it. I have no problem saying it anymore. Like I say I love you when I say goodbye to people and shit like that, just because true. But I love you, and that's in general. But you honestly don't know what people are dealing with in mental stuff. Reading his stuff and reading back, he's kind of going through a divorce of what I was reading, and that could really take a toll on you, especially when you're such a hero to other people and you in your mind, like probably could fuck with you too.
Yeah, I would just want to add, Merc, that the one thing that I think that is lost on fans of any genre, right? Not just Power Rangers, obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's the fact that so when we have things that we do and then we have stresses that we go through, nobody knows.
yeah,
And that's the good part. I mean, nobody knows. People
yeah,
involved do. When you are in the public eye, your business is out there, whether
Yeah.
you want it to be or not.
yeah,
And the stresses that anyone in the public eye has is they are magnified. And it's just like, it's almost that until you get to that point, you can't exactly comprehend it.
yeah,
Because to me, it always seems like, why does this person feel this way internally? So many people love them.
yeah.
But also you got to realize it's just so many voices.
Yeah.
It's almost like being Superman and hearing everybody cry out. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
100%.
it's so much information, we call it today, but it's just so much that you're bombarded with. So
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard because every single instance that you've seen since Jason David Frank has passed has been overwhelmingly positive.
yeah,
There's been tons of sharing of like you have stories, Merc. There's
Yeah.
so many people that have those same stories of different encounters and
yeah,
working with them and this and that. And it's like it's all good.
yeah. You never know what that other person is going through, so those little
Yeah,
things
you just
make
don't
a
know.
better day for someone else.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was really sad to hear. I was talking with Tommy, to be honest. I was talking to Tenacious T, and that shit hurt. That shit hit the house because last week was Kevin Conroy, and this week is him. Two big parts of my childhood. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Our like in general, our childhood would be the same age, but I'm like, she's like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
Damn.
you never know.
I remember meeting him when I was 10 in the DARE program in my school.
Okay.
I met all the Rangers, and I went straight for Kimberly, and then I went to him. I had my priorities. Kimberly was the one I wanted to meet, but Tommy was the next one right over, and he understood why too. He was talking to me and shit, and it was, again, I had a lot of good memories with that. And again, we still run the Morphin Cast, and I'm still watching Power Rangers to this day, and I've always been a fan. Figure wise, I have every one of his figures, so like I can't, like, I was looking for something that I didn't have, and I realized I have all his figures for Lightning Collection and all that shit.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna make a little display for him. I definitely will. But
Scottstown had no respect. Shame on you, Scott.
yeah, this shit hit it really hard. But yeah, rest in peace, Jason David Frank. Thank you for your time and everything you did, man. It was very positive, very great to meet him and all that stuff as well. So sad to hear.
He's what the ex. You told me the one thing that you told me that really stuck with me was like he's the exception that, or the rule that you heard of. Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah. So you know the term. Luigi says, "Don't meet your heroes because they may not be the same people that you expected them to be." He was 100% the same person that I expected him to be. He was fucking awesome.
That's
Very,
cool.
very, had a big sense of humor, had a very sarcastic sense of humor, but would have no problem joking with you. He made time for the fans. So, like, say for instance, you're online, a long ass line, his ass will go up and make sure you guys are ready for the energy, and he wants to bring the energy and shit like that. He'll go up to you and say what's up to you before you even get to the line. He'll walk around and fucking talk to people and everything like that. So it's always been a positive thing seeing him do this shit, and me working with him behind him and actually seeing that too. I saw how much he embraced people and shit. It was actually really cool to see.
Yeah, so many people affected. So it's just it's sad, but at the same time, it's just
Yeah, like I didn't want to believe it. I really did not, and I was like, yo, I don't trust the news sources I'm seeing.
Yeah,
this at.
yeah.
And then I was like, I'm waiting for like so what I was waiting for is other Rangers to start posting it.
Yeah.
So Walter Jones, I think, was the first one. David Yost was the second one.
Gotcha.
Johnny Young Bosch wrote something just like very submittable, but he didn't really say it, but he said it. Bat in the Sun said something about it as well, and so little by little it started trickling down, and it was like, fuck, it's actually real. So I was hoping it was not. I was hoping it was like one of those, like the Carlton
the internet
passing
things,
away shit, and I was like, all right, but I was like, this is not cool if it's fucking real, man.
Yeah.
But it happened. But yeah, watch some Power Rangers, man.
Do it.
Watch him get his ass kicked by Steve Urkel in Family Matters as when he did the Stefan Bruce Lee shit.
Yep. 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 Yes, sir.
He's in a very bad episode of Undressed on MTV. He did a lot of interesting things. I'm very interested in the Legend of the White Dragon. I think it's still coming out. They're still finishing up production, but they finished all the filming. They're still finishing the production of it, and I'm actually really looking forward to that. I was actually looking forward to that for a while, but definitely
Can't
check
tell
out-
you one of my favorite outside of Power Rangers Jason David Frank moments. It was right after Batista had announced he was starting to train openly for MMA, because
Yeah.
I'm sure he was probably doing that on his personal time. And then he was going to have a big match. I think that was before he was in the kickboxer movie.
Yeah.
So I saw this. It was like a short video on Jason David Frank's YouTube, and it was him kind of cutting a promo, but not really. But it
Yeah.
was him challenging Batista to a fight, and I was like, "What? Yo, this needs to happen." It just made me so sad it never happened.
He offered CM Punk to have a exhibition fight for charity.
Should have took the fight, CM Punk.
Punk was going on his ass kicked. That's why.
It doesn't matter. What did he do when he went professional?
Yeah.
He got his ass kicked.
That's good. Yeah.
Could have at least did it for charity.
Yeah. He actually challenged CM Punk when he was going into MMA. No, let me fight you, and let's do an exhibition match, and you see what you're messing up on. This dude was a fighter for his whole life. He had fucking martial arts school since he was 18 years old. So
Yep.
he knows a thing or two.
Knows a thing or two about a thing or two. Yes, sir.
Yes, but yeah. Rest in peace, Jason Frank.
Rest in power.
And
What is it? May the power protect you.
maybe the
sir.
power protect him. And yeah, man, this sucks.
Yep.
But yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, watch some Power Rangers. Check out some of his old stuff, and wish for the best of his family and all that too. So it just really sucks, but it's life. But again, like I said, never be afraid to say I love you to somebody. It's always sometimes it's like the best thing that you could do for someone.
That's
Just
true.
saying that you,
That's true.
yeah, because you never know what people are going through.
And hopefully more positive news. How far in the adventures of God of War have you been
I'm like, dude,
trucking along?
I think I'm 33 hours in now,
Yeah.
and I'm bad with these games because they're like, oh, go to your next mission, and I go the next way, and I fucking just try to find
And there's
other
stuff.
things.
There's stuff there.
Yeah, there's like battles with these big ass like knights that I got my ass handed to today because there was like 3 of them. I'm like, how the fuck I'm supposed to? Yeah, I have issue 1. How am I fighting all 3 of them?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I think I saw that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was like, yo, that's not fair. So I was like, I guess I'm gonna come back later and beat your asses. So I've been doing a lot of those things. I've been doing a lot of side missions. The story has been incredible so far. Like,
Okay,
honestly,
good.
this is I will say this is better than movies I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good the acting is, how good the voice acting is, how good like the dialogue and everything is. It's an epic game. It's like one of a kind of games. It's just epic.
Okay. Good.
And I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I just got the spear. I actually really like the weapon too because it actually you could combine it with the other weapons and it's actually really cool.
I've seen. The cool thing I saw was shout outs to Yo Video Games. There's the homie named Unruly, Kenny. He put up a little post on YouTube not too long ago about there's like a not cheesy way to level up all your skills because the game has a practice mode. And he said just go into practice mode and do all the moves because there's like not achievements associated with the moves, but like there's things like do this moves to certain enemies 5 times.
Yeah.
Do this to this enemy 3 times. And he says you can just do that, go to practice mode, set the enemy, and you can do it in practice mode and it still counts.
Oh, cool.
And you can get all your moves to gold and not have to like get your ass beat. I was like, oh, because he has a specific, because that's the other thing that has me intrigued about the game is that there are builds.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of freedom with which like skills you can prioritize first.
Yeah.
So he said he went for a stun build, and so he took all the stun specific skills, did what he said in practice mode, and now, because he's playing on the hardest difficulty,
Yeah.
because that's the only place he really want to do it.
Yeah.
Because like normal, he said, normal, you just take your time.
Yeah.
But the hardest difficulty, like, listen, you don't need to be out here struggling. So he said he went that way, but he noticed that way is like the way to go if you don't want to be bothered with the enemies.
Yeah.
Because it's like he shows it in action.
Yeah.
He's like, these are some of the hardest enemies in the game, and like if you do the shoulder tackle thing, because it's this move where you chain them,
Yeah.
and he slides across the screen, kind of like the reverse of Scorpion.
Yeah.
And it's like two of those and they're instantly stunned, and you can just kill them. He's like, yeah, you could just, if you're tired of being bullied, you can do this. So I was like, all right.
I gotta look up those builds and see what I could do with that.
Yeah, it's like that when you show me that type of stuff, it's like, oh, the game has diversity in the combat. Oh, okay. Because I've just been seeing people doing some mashing and getting their asses beat because they play on hard because they think that's cool. I'm like, you don't even know what the hell the game can do.
One thing I've been doing, I got a armor that this lady built for me that gives me like my fist poison, and I've been building that up. So when I go up to these big ass dudes, the poison fucking really affects them. So I will stun them and fucking do the poison hit, and then I start attacking with my action shit. And then once the poison's done, I'll go back and try to hit them with the poison again.
Gotcha. Okay. I see. I didn't even know there was poison. I'm just learning all types of stuff about this.
Yeah, there's poison. There's a lot of things you could do, and like there's even like these little gems that you pick up that you can actually fight a hidden boss with if you have it like on your character.
Oh wow.
So there's like a lot of in-depth shit with that. It's actually really cool.
That's cool.
It's beautiful. The game is fucking beautiful, and it's plays really good. I have not had any issues in general, like just with hiccuping and things like that. And I even played on my phone. I was been playing with the PlayStation.
Let me tell you something, brother. I've seen. Thank you. Highlight reel.
Yeah.
There's a show on YouTube that shows glitches and stuff. I'm glad it's not a glitchy game for you.
Yeah.
But just be aware, every once in a while, something kooky might happen. Oh boy, I've seen some crazy.
Yeah.
I'll give you one example of the funniest thing I've seen. There's like a glitch where if you pull towards the enemies in certain spots, sometimes he can fall through the floor.
Yeah.
And then this one spot, somebody clipped it. They fell through the floor, and they just kept going. But I guess because the game realizes that you're pulling away from the environment, it starts to take polygons away from Kratos.
Okay.
So while he's falling, he's going from the really high res, beautiful looking Kratos model, and he turns into like a PS2 looking Kratos.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't believe that happens.
Yeah, that's good, man. I haven't had any issues. Yet, and I've even played on my phone with the remote play, and I haven't had like any really bad hiccups or whatsoever. I've seen them online. I just haven't got them personally.
No, it doesn't look like it's widespread. It looks like glitches that are in every game. If you hug against a wall too long and you might pop through or something like stuff like video games aren't perfect. So obviously there's little things here or there, but the stuff that's happening, when it does happen, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of hilarious games having glitches, Pokemon came out.
Yes, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, and that's literally the only thing I've seen is that game bugging the hell out. It looked like it needed more time in the oven.
Yeah.
That's all I've seen. I've seen people playing it. They said they've been having fun because I noticed the one thing that's been big is the multiplayer, and it's like that's like a kind of an innovation in the series where you can have like a squad, and y'all just running around capturing Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's cool. But mostly I've just seen character models stretching. I've seen one little boy in a store looking like he was possessed by, I don't know, mini demons. I saw like a Pokemon stand horizontally or vertically? Horizontally off the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
There's been so many weird things I've seen. The textures not popping in, which is that's stuff that I think the fans need to give Nintendo crap for, because I have a Nintendo Switch and it is an aging platform, and this game does not hold up to the standards of that platform, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I've heard in handheld mode it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been hearing bad things with that as well.
But I'm sure it's gonna be a million seller. Probably gonna
Yeah.
hit platinum status because it has the Pokemon name. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It's like FIFA.
Yeah.
It's like FIFA. They just keep buying it. They be getting scammed. They keep buying it.
Yeah.
Not Pokemon, but FIFA.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
It is. Yeah, I saw some gameplay. I'm not really interested in playing it. But it has been hard for me to play a Pokemon game. Like I tried to play the remastered one that came out last year, and I just got to the point that I get to the third badge and I'm like, yo, this is the same exact shit that I've played in all these years. There's a Team Rocket somewhere somehow. There's still Elite Four people. There's 8 badges. They still go to 8 badges. It still has the mystery town and all that shit, and you still have the ghost town and all that shit. I feel like it just repeats itself. So you play one, you play them all.
Yeah, that's their fault though, right?
Yeah,
It's
it is
just
their fault.
The
They didn't
lack of
change the narrative
innovation.
of it. Yeah.
And the lack of the fans really not paying the money. That's the big deal, is that they have no reason to change if people keep paying the money.
Yeah. They're like, well, they'll suck it up again.
So I had to jump off that bandwagon a long time ago.
And if they like, oh, the game is not selling, all right, let's go out, throw out some more of those box cards and shit, and we sell those. And then we'll make a game based on those cards, and then it sells again.
You know, it's been a long time since they made a trading card game. I mean,
well, it's still selling. It still sells like hotcakes.
No. I mean, the digital version.
Oh, okay.
Like they remember. I don't know if you remember, like the Yu-Gi-Oh games.
Yeah, I remember that.
How they have the Game Boy, and those are actually really good.
Yeah.
I gotta give props. I was addicted to one of the ones on Game Boy Advance. That's it was awesome. Sky Time does not care.
Konami.
Yeah, Konami. Yeah. But like, Pokemon never really went hard in that direction, and the trading card game is still mad popular. Like I think they had the world this year already. So that's something that maybe they need to go that way for one game to give those guys a break.
Yeah.
Give them a break, man.
If you could get a game creator to make a Pokemon game, who would it be?
A game creator? Like a specific... I would pick a specific team. I would say get the Street Fighter team to make a Pokemon game. The new Street Fighter team. The Street Fighter 6 team. Like, no. The Street Fighter 6 team, make a Pokemon game. That's what I want.
You know?
They can make that game super interesting, addictive. They can make it competitive because they know how to balance for fighting games. So they can balance that type of. They might even not even. Could you imagine if Pokemon was like fighting game but it wasn't. It wasn't the one that was on Switch.
Yeah.
No, not that one. If it was like closer to, if there's like a system there, I'm thinking of like an action RPG.
Yeah.
For Pokemon, I think that's the way to go. I think they need to make animations for all the monsters. I think they need to cut the roster back to 150, 151 or whatever, so that they can put all the animations in there of all the monsters. I think they have to have them animate different animations for each move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of them throw a little homage to Ryu and Ken or something somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee do Street Fighter moves or something. You know, but like, I think they could change the game.
I got one. I'm gonna throw this dart at you. See what you think, because this is gonna be I think this is gonna be a really weird game, and I'm all for it. I want the Yakuza guys with Pokemon.
Yeah, because they made freaking like a dragon. Yeah.
Like a dragon. I want like a dragon, but with Pokemon.
Yeah. Okay.
I want a smoking Pikachu with Majima.
Okay. There you go. No, Pikachu wouldn't be his Pokemon. We gotta think of what would be
Raichu.
Pikachu would be Kiryu's Pokemon. That's the
Yeah.
leader. He's the main character. So
Or this guy, the new guy.
which one?
I can't think of his name right now. The new character. Ichimonn.
Ichimonn. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I say Pikachu would be more his because he's very like
Yeah.
Ash Ketchum-ish in the game. Kira
Uh,
would probably be
Mewtwo,
like,
Mewtwo.
huh?
His would be Mewtwo.
Yeah,
Kiryu would be Mewtwo. He's just hidden in a dungeon somewhere.
yeah. Like he has he has to have a serious Pokemon.
Or it'd be one of the fighting ones.
Majima would be like Mr. Mime or like Jinx.
No, his would be like Sneasel,
Yeah.
or it would have to be a dark one. Or his would be Gengar. There you go.
It would be like he'd probably have a couple just because of all his outfits.
No, okay, his would be like Gengar, or his would be like coughing or wheezing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Because
pretty
they
much Team
smoke.
Rocket then.
Because they smoke, so it's coughing and wheezing. There you go.
Yeah. There you go. I'll take a Pokemon game made by Yakuza.
That's actually really good. I kind of want that.
Yeah. Anything else?
It doesn't feel good to say this about Pokemon, but it's been going downhill. I feel.
Yeah.
Damn.
But you know what? In their thing, it's not really aimed towards us anymore.
It's not, but think about when it came out.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then like the few years after, it was grabbing everyone.
Yeah.
Like that was a game that it had a cross-generational appeal back then.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that now. Like people play it for the clout.
Yeah.
People play it for the, look, I bought Pokemon. I bought the new Pokemon. Look at this picture I put up on my social media. But ain't nobody running head over heels to play Pokemon. I'll tell you a story, and we'll get to the movie after this. But this one I speak from experience because I worked in the Pokemon Center when Leaf Green and Fire Red came out.
Okay.
And I also worked there when Gostown not happy about it.
We went back to the Nintendo store. You're still there?
It wasn't even called the Nintendo store.
Yeah, I
It was
remember
the
it was the Pokemon Center, and then now it's the Nintendo store.
That's because they sold out.
Yeah.
And look at what's really that boggles my mind too, because they could have just got a different spot, because the Pokemon Center is like still top tier in Japan, and they still make more of those.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you get rid of the one that's in New York? I don't think there's another one. I think they closed the one that was on the West Coast, excuse me.
Yeah, they did.
So like you only had two in the US. You closed one and turned it into the brand store, and it's like you could have had more than one spot. I don't understand that. Anyway. So I got to see firsthand what it looked like when Ruby and Sapphire first came out.
Yeah.
Also, when they did the events for that one. That was like when I first got there. I didn't know what the hell was going on. They had because they had that space in Rockefeller, right? They had the entire space.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just filled with children going there. There was people of all ages, and it wasn't just them there with their kids. They were playing.
Yeah.
When I worked in the store, there were every age played. Every age would sit in the Pokemon Center, and they would play against each other. It just is what it was, because it captured every age group. When Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, same thing. They had to shut the whole area down because Pokemon had it on lock. Like, all ages were there. This game came out. Did they shut down the whole area? No. I'm just saying, it doesn't have that anymore. It's not that cross-gen appeal anymore. They gotta do, because now it is just a kids game. That's what it feels like. It's just a kids game. So
Yeah.
they gotta rethink that formula. So get it together, Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
It's dated.
Dated.
It still sells. Like, I can't really say it. I won't play it, but
It's
I know a lot
dated.
of people that would.
But you entitled to your opinion. It is dated.
Yeah,
I think it's dated.
I think it's 100% dated. Like I think it's 100% dated. I think it's the same game over and over again.
So they need an evolution. And a
Yeah,
game full of
probably.
evolution. All right. So this week we will get into the superhero comic book movie. Not comic book. Well, I have to ask, how does this one fit?
This
into
is
the list?
superhero.
Okay, so this
So,
is straight up superhero. There is no Zoom
Comic.
like graphic novel. Or
Maybe
anything.
after this movie came out.
Maybe
yes.
after. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. This week our movie is Zoom, 2006. It is rated PG. It is an hour 23. This movie is, well, let me get the debut. Unless you have it right away.
I think it's August 13th,
Okay. Yeah.
2006.
No, well, yeah, 2006. Okay. This one is directed by Peter Hewitt. You know what? Not bad. He's got some stuff on here that I like as director.
He has Tales from
He's
the
got
Crypt, the episode.
he has Tales from the Crypt. He has Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I like that movie.
The Bower.
Not as good as the first one, but I like Bogus Journey because I like that.
Thunderpants.
Hmm?
Thunderpants.
I did not see that.
What is Thunderpants? It's
I
about
don't know.
pants. There's
He has Garfield. No, I don't know.
He doesn't have a lot of good movies.
He's got one movie on here I thought was good. That's about it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. So he's the director for this movie. We have writing credits. We have Adam Rifkin. We have David Birnbaum. Screenplays still same to Adam Rifkin. The novel. Okay, there's a novel. Jason Lethko. Okay. And the movie stars Tim Allen as Jack Shepard, Captain Zoom. Courtney Cox as Marsha Holloway. Chevy Chase as Dr. Grant. Spencer Breslin as Tucker Williams / Mega Boy. Kevin Zegers as Connor Shepard / Concussion. Kate Mara as Summer Jones / Wonder. Michael Cassidy as Dylan West / Houdini. Ryan Whitney as Cindy Collins / Princess. Rip Torn as Larrabee. Let's see who else. We got anybody else who's that we know? That was like a
Rip Torn.
because I feel like it had a little bit of people that. A little bit of cameos, not a lot.
No, those are the main ones. You named the main team. Yeah.
Okay.
The Booger Kid. I don't know his name though.
Yeah, because a lot of I look at their IMDb's and they weren't like known actors. I see. Still aren't like really known
The
actors.
one big booger.
That made me laugh. He was
That
like
was
that guy
disgusting.
Street Fighter. So basically, this story is Tim Allen's character is like. He's a former superhero who they call him back to basically lead a team of kids. He thinks it's going to be him making a supergroup like his original supergroup. But what it really is they are getting this team together to take down his brother who destroyed his original supergroup. So it's kind of a bit of deception. He thinks he's like basically just trying to show kids how to use their powers. You know what I mean? He's not thinking he's sending them into a real life or death situation.
Yeah.
And then you have that wrinkle where he finds out, and then eventually it leads up to the big confrontation where these kids, these teenagers, and him end up taking down this mega powerful villain. So on the way through, I thought it was very cheesy. This is very cheesy. This is very corny. This is very 2006. This is very like that 2000s era because this is full of musical moments. This is licensed music hell. It's like they try to have moments
like
Smash Mouth.
all Smash Mouth.
I can't believe how many songs from Smash Mouth I've never heard that are in this movie. Oh my goodness! Not even once did they play All Star. This life, there's a I
But
can be your hero.
Would have been a
They
search
got,
and
they got,
cease.
yeah, they got. I can be a hero. They got all types of stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's full of licensed music that they try to use to make the moments. I don't know if this ever worked, and they did it for a long time. I guess all I can say, like it was egregious. Not like in the older movies where like maybe a licensed song will come on or something. This was not done well. This was very egregious. This was ham-fisted.
Yeah.
It wasn't great when they did it. But throughout all that cheese, I still found like stuff that was actually pretty funny in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Tim Allen's like over the hill, like trying to hide midlife crisis dad energy. It did for some reason. It just fits, but it fits with the character in the movie. Though you see it with the frosted tips. It's just
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
ugh. You just want to go, ugh. But still not a bad actor. Still fits well within the confines of this movie for his character, because like he's supposed to be not likable. He's supposed to be cheesy, because that he really is. And then he grows into like, okay, he understands that what's really happening with these kids, and he's like, all right, I gotta stop being selfish, because that's the thing with his character, is that he's very selfish. But they do the work, because even though this movie's not that long, which does it a service. Thank you.
yes.
Not even an hour and a half. It's just like, yeah, you would kind of want to not be bothered when you realized what they were doing. It's like they also tell you they doped them up on like military steroids to make them stronger, and it drove the brother crazy.
Yeah.
So you could see why he was a sarcastic ass when he came back, because he's like, he has no reason to like them, none whatsoever, and nor to trust him. And guess what? He was right. So again, it's not like the movie was like, oh, this is a bunch of nonsense going on and this kid stuff here. Oh, God, ha ha. It's like, yes, but it's telling us pretty straightforward story. So I got to give it the credit for that, and it just hit the right notes with me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it 3. But my favorite character in this movie is definitely Princess. She's hilarious because all she keeps saying is, I'm a princess. So every time you see her, she's dressed up in what she thinks her princess character should be dressed up as. She has a princess outfit. She's dressed up like a poodle. I thought she looked like Rush from Mega Man. So she had a little tail, and I was okay, she is Rush from Mega Man because she's a dog. I'm like, it just, her character had me laughing. She was also very mean, because she wasn't mean. She was very protective of everybody. So when the kid is bullying her, she throws him in a tree with her super strength. When the scientists, the doctors and stuff are messing with Mega Boy, she throws Chevy Chase's character like into a closet. Well, not a closet, into an office, like from halfway down a hallway. Like it's a lot of funny moments. She throws like Tim Allen's character around at one point. Like it's funny. So she had. So
you give it 3. So your 3s consist of Batman Begins, Blade Trinity, Sky High, Monkey Bone, Men in Black 2, and X3.
This is
X-Men.
This is on top. Because there's a scene where they take a UFO to a Wendy's, and it's stupid.
Yeah. I gave it a 2. I'm not a Tim Allen fan whatsoever, so I really don't find him that funny. So Luigi thinks he's in. I just don't find his antics funny. Some of the things with Princess made me laugh. I actually admit that, and the same thing with the Boogie Kid. The Boogie Kid made me laugh as well. Like, oh, that was just nasty. It was very similar to Sky High in a way too. So it kind of reminded me of that movie.
Definitely can see that. I said I could definitely see that.
There's similarities. So, next on the Comic Book Shop Theater, we have Ghost Rider.
Yep. 5 out of 5. That's it.
We got Ghost Rider. We got Spider-Man 3 next week. We got Fantastic Four 2, Underdog, 30 Days of Night, Jumper, superhero movie, Iron Man.
Okay.
We start the MCU on 44.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, Ghost Rider's next. I haven't seen
That's
that in a
it.
while. I did like Ghost Rider though.
It's not a bad movie.
It's not bad. Like I actually did enjoy the movie, so I don't think. And Nicolas Cage was the least things I worried about in the movie. I just didn't like the way he looked like when he was fighting because he can. I was like, just stay on the bike. Just stay on the bike. You don't have to walk. Just stay on the bike. He just looked retarded.
I love how creepy and skeletal though he moves when he's the Ghost Rider though. Like it looks like a monster. So I'm like, that's why I like it.
Yeah, and it has some cool scenes. So I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, keep this short.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. RedCycloneInc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. We go at Mark.
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. Or Mark the Mic. Follow my TikTok, the Mark with the Mic. I post a lot of figure photography and like all new action figures and everything like that. So definitely check that out and follow me. Give me some support. I'll give a shout out to Tenacious T and his Popcorny podcast. They have a cast. I don't think they have one every week, but they do constantly post up new casts here and there. So definitely check out Popcorny podcast. Tenacious T, Top School Op, man, definitely check it out. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.